Welcome, Barnstormers fans. I'm Bert Wilson, sports writer for the Intelligencer Journal Lancaster New Era. I'm here with Tom Herr, manager of the Lancaster Barnstormers, and we're here to talk about the Barnstormers' upcoming season. Tom, spring's a time when every baseball team is optimistic, but you seem even a little more enthusiastic than usual about the squad you have this year.
Well, I have more of a vested interest in it this year because I was in charge of player procurement. So these are guys that I handpicked, so that I believe in them, and I'm certainly rooting for them to play well because there won't be a big question on who to point the finger at if things don't go well. I'm the guy, so. I am optimistic. I think we've got a really good mix of not only talent and good players, but a lot of good people too. I think the community and the fans will really enjoy this group, and I'm hoping that we can get off to a great start and be in the hunt for a championship. I really feel like we've got as good a chance as anybody.
Let's talk about some of those players that you've brought in. We'll introduce some of the fans to them and reacquaint the fans with the guys that are coming back. Let's go around to do the hitters first, go around the infield. Adam Witter, he put up big numbers in AAA the past couple seasons, and he looks like he could do some damage in this park here.
Yeah, he can. He's a guy that we signed out of the San Francisco Giant organization. He's got a pretty good track record of having home run potential. He's a big burly left-handed hitter that should be dangerous here, but also he's a guy that he's big and strong enough to hit him anywhere. So I'm looking for him to be solid behind the plate. He's a veteran catcher, so he should mix well with the veteran pitchers. And I really feel like he's got a chance to be a real nice contributor for this team.
Also, catching for you guys is going to be Josh Johnson. A lot of people consider him one of the best defensive catchers in the league. He spent last year at York and was with the Nationals in the spring.
Right, Josh is a guy that really caught my eye last year. He's as good a defensive catcher as you're going to find anywhere, really. I mean, he's a guy that he's struggled a little bit offensively, and that's really kept him out of playing at a high level with the affiliates as a regular player, because he can catch. He can catch at any level, really. So we're going to use him in a variety of ways. He's going to get a lot of time behind the plate. He's a right-handed hitter. Witter's a left-handed hitter, so I'll be able to not necessarily platoon, but pick my spots to rest guys and get other people in there. And he may also be a guy that comes in late when we have a lead to get the best defensive player in there.
And also, Jed Morris is back. He was a catcher for much of last season. It's nice to have a third catcher, but he's also going to do some work at first and maybe even possibly third base for you.
And possibly the outfield, too. Jed wants to be a multiple position player, and so we've been looking at him at a lot of different spots. And, it's valuable to have guys like that because you always run into guys get nicked up and they can't play for a few days. So you need players that you can plug in a lot of positions.
Starting at going around the diamond, Brett Harper at first. I mean, his guy just showed up in the last week, but he has some impressive AAA numbers as well.
Yeah, he does. He's hit everywhere he's been throughout his whole career. I'm not sure what the knock is on him, why he has never gotten a chance to play in the big leagues, because he's got the numbers to, you would think, to warrant at least somebody giving him a shot up there. He's another big power left-handed guy, but he looks like he's very good hanging in there against left-handed pitching. He does use the whole field. He's not just a pull hitter, so he'll hit some home runs here, but he'll also hit some home runs in other ballparks the other way. Some of the short porches and left. He should be a real force.
Your second baseman, the first Asian player the Barnstormers have ever had, Tachihisa Nishi. He's a slick fielding guy, always hustling. I mean, he looks like he's going to be a fan favorite the way he plays.
I think he will be. His track record as a major leaguer in Japan is very, very good. He won 4 Gold Gloves over there. He's had some big offensive years. How that translates into the American game remains to be seen. But what excites me about him is he's highly motivated. He's always wanted to play on the American stage, so he feels like he has something to prove. He's older, but he's in great shape. The players really like him, and I think he'll really be a good guy for the team. Both on and off the field.
At shortstop, you have a guy who was a Barnstormers nemesis for many years, Bryant Nelson. He's a guy who has Major League experience, which is a theme for this club. You have more Major League experience than I think any other year. He hit 300 for Camden last year, and I think you're going to like him here too.
Yeah, I mean, he can just flat out hit. He's a switch hitter. He's got good numbers from both sides of the plate. Always has hit, no matter what level he's been at. He's a well-traveled player. He's played in the Japanese major leagues. He's played a short while in the major leagues over here. He's experienced AAA hitter, and he really doesn't look the part as a shortstop, but he gets the job done out there. So I'm very pleased to have him. I think he's another veteran leader type guy. Gives you a lot of professional at bats. Doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches. Doesn't strike out a lot. So one of my goals was to cut down on our strikeouts this year, and putting a key guy like him in the lineup should really help in that regard.
The guy at third base, I think you're a little familiar with, Herr. He got off to a slow start last year due to injury, but he seems ready to go this year and looks like he could break out with a big season.
Well, that's what we hope for. He had a lot of difficulties last year defensively early in the year, and then seemed to right the ship just before the All-Star break, and then was like a different player defensively in the second half. He really played well over there. So obviously we're hoping that he can carry that over into this year. Third base is still a relatively new position for him, so he's learning as he goes. And offensively, he's going to sit in the middle of our order somewhere and drive in runs, which is what he's always done and what he does best. He'll be a real key for us because, we have so many potent left-handed bats that we're going to see a lot of left-handed pitching. So we need our right-handed bats to produce against the left-handed pitching and really keep them honest.
Speaking of potent bats, moving to the outfield, you have Jason Perry. I mean, that guy, he started the last 2 seasons with the Barnstormers, made it to the majors with the Braves in 2008 for a little bit. He seems like he was just born to hit. It doesn't matter, right-hander, left-hander, he just is up there swinging.
Yeah, he's just another quality professional hitter, and he does have very good numbers against both right-handers and left-handers. Very good outfielder, too. I think that gets overlooked. He can play anywhere, any of the 3 outfield positions, which is nice. And he'll probably be our third place hitter, which is usually a spot reserved for your best hitter. And I can we have a lot of really good hitters, but I put Jason up there with anybody. And whether we lose him early again or whatever, I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to run him out there for as long as we have him and get the most that we can out of him.
Also in the outfield is another local guy, McCaskey grad Matt Watson comes back. He played part of the season with the Barnstormers last year, and you're looking for big things from him this year too.
Yeah, Matt, I think starting here from day one will be good for him. We picked him up last year. He was a little bit rusty, hadn't played for a month, and because we have to throw him right out into the heat of the battle, it took him a while to get his timing back, and then he had some physical issues too because of not having the time to really prepare to play every day. So having a whole winter to prepare and get himself in shape both physically and mentally, I think will be great for him. He's another guy that this is his last hurrah. He wants to see if he can get one more shot, and I'm really rooting for him because he's another quality hitter that has some big league time and would like to get back there.
Also in the outfield is Joe Gaetti, son of one of your teammates when you were with the Twins. He spent some time, I believe, in the Cubs organization and played at Independent Joliet last year, and he looks like he's going to be your center fielder. Yes,
he has the most experience of all of our guys in center. Very, very good, accurate throwing arm. Real hard-nosed, tough player, just like his dad was. Another power right-handed bat. the same thing that I said about Aaron, I say about him. He's going to have to punish the left-handed pitching so that teams just don't throw lefties at us all the time. And I'm looking for big things out of him. He's a popular guy in the clubhouse and plays hard and just has a good tenacity about him that everybody likes.
Lloyd Turner returns. He's led the Barnstormers in a lot of categories last year. He plays everywhere pretty much, and he's going to get a lot of time spelling these guys, I assume. And he might be your fastest guy too.
Yeah, well, I mean I think Lloyd will be our leadoff hitter. He's got a great on-base percentage. He's tough to strike out. He's a multiple position player. He's going to be in there every day. We just don't know where yet, But he'll get a lot of time in the outfield. He'll give Nishi a rest at second base. He'll give Aaron a rest at third base every now and then. So we'll move him around, but he'll be in there. You can bet on that.
And then lastly, Vic Gutierrez, another guy, a valuable guy for the Atlantic League. These guys that can play everywhere because if you get an injury, he's got to go in there at whatever position you need him.
Vic's a lot like Lloyd. He's a multiple position guy, but he really gives us insurance at shortstop. In Vic's prime, that was his best position. So, we're looking for him to give Nelson some days off at shortstop and also move around to, possibly give some of the left-handed bats an off day against a tough lefty. And he can play the outfield. He can play third. He can play second, short. So. He runs good, so he's a pinch running possibility late in the games. Just another piece to the puzzle that gives me a lot of versatility.
It's a potent lineup. It looks like maybe your only problem is going to be what order to bat the guys.
Well, it might be. A lot of these guys have never been bottom of the order type guys, but somebody's got to hit down there. So I think. My spiel to the team is going to be that let's not worry about where we're hitting in the lineup because on paper anyway we should be able to score throughout the lineup, so it really doesn't matter. And the only time it matters is the first time through, but after that it's who knows when you're going to be. You might hit fourth in an inning, one inning, and second in an inning, another inning. So you can't predict how that's going to go. We all need to be on the same page and just worry about what can I do to help the team win. And if we get everybody to buy into that philosophy, we'll be fine.
That was Lancaster manager Tom Herr talking about his lineup, and tomorrow we'll hear from him about his pitching staff. I also want to thank Lancaster Barnstormers fans for tuning in and remind them to check the Intelligentsia Journal Lancaster New Era for daily scores, features, game stories, and also an on-deck box highlighting the upcoming game for the day. Also look for video updates throughout the season. Thank you.